Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andar Intan Yuda Astuti. My seat number is 100. I'm from Group 1. Principle of Language Assessment. This chapter explores how principle of language assessment can and should be applied to formal tests, but with the ultimate recognition that these principles also apply to assessment of kinds. In this chapter, this principle will be used to evaluate an existing, previously published and create tests. This and other questions help to identify 5 cardinal criteria for testing a test: practicality, reliability, validity, authenticity, and washback. For the first, practicality, an effective test is practical. This means that it's not excessively expensive, stays within appropriate time constraints, is relatively easy to administer, and has a scoring or evaluation procedure that is specific and time efficient. A test is prohibitively expensive is impractical. A test of language proficiency that takes a student 5 hours to complete is impractical. It consumes more time and money than necessary to accomplish its objective. Jadi reliability itu kepraktisan dalam sebuah tes yang efektif, yang berarti bahwa itu tidak terlalu mahal, lalu relatif mudah dikelola, lalu yang terakhir itu memiliki prosedur penilaian atau evaluasi. Selanjutnya, reliability itu ada berbagai 4 macam, yaitu student reliability, reader reliability, test administration reliability, and for the last, test reliability. Student reliability, the most common learner-related issue in reliability is caused by temporary illness, fatigue, bad day or anxiety, and other physical or psychological factors which may make an observed score deviate from one's true score. Yang kedua itu reliability. Human error, subjectivity, and bias may enter into the scoring process. Lalu yang ketiga, test administration reliability. Unreliability may also result from the condition in which the test is administered. And terakhir, for the last, test reliability. Sometimes the nature of the test itself can cause measurement errors. Jadi dalam reliability itu ada 4 macam. Yang pertama, keandalan terkait siswa, yang kedua keandalan penilaian, yang ketiga uji keandalan administrasi, dan yang terakhir itu uji keandalan. Jadi itu ada beberapa macam-macam di reliability. Seperti itu. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Lisa Apriliani. My study number 109. I will explain the principle of assessment, especially validity. Validity is one of the principles in assessment. Validity is how far the inference made and produce valid or precise results useful in assessment. And the assessment is said to be valid if it succeeds in assessing what students want to assess. Invalidity include 5 aspects, namely, first is content, related evidence, refers to the suitability of the content created for testing. For example, if what is being tested is the student second language speaking ability, and examiner use multiple content, then this reduce the validity of the content choice. Second is criterion related evidence. Refers to the extent to which the criteria have been achieved from the assessment being tested and results of the assessment. The assessment is expected to reach 80% of the specified criteria. This is the minimum passing grade that must be achieved to be said to have achieved the criteria. Third, construction-related evidence, the next step of evidence that can support validity, but which does not play a major role for classroom teacher, is construct validity, commonly referred to as construct validity. Construct is any theory, hypothesis, or model that attempts to explain the observed phenomenon in our perceptual universe. Construction may or may not be measured directly or empirically. Its verification often requires inferential data. Next is consequential validity. Includes all the consequences of the test. It includes consideration such its accuracy in measuring the desired criteria, its impact on test taker preparation, its effect on the learner, and the social consequence or intentional and unintended of the test. Interpretation and use of the test. Last is facial face validity, refers to the degree to which a test appears to be correct and appears to measure the knowledge or ability it claims to measure, based on the subjective judgment of examiners taking it. Administrative personnel will decide on its use, and other unsophisticated psychometric observe. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Natifatul Aulia. My student number is 095. In here, I want to explain about authenticity and respects. Authenticity is a fourth measure of principle of language testing. A concept that is a little slippery to define, especially within the art and science of evaluating and designing tests. Beckman and Palmer said define authenticity as the degree of correspondence of the characteristic of a given language test task to the features of a target language text. Essentially, when you make a claim for authenticity in a test task, you are saying that this text is likely to be enacted in the real world. In a test, authenticity may be present in the following ways. First, the language in the test is as natural as possible. Second, items are contextualized rather than isolated. Third, topics are meaningful, relevant, interesting for the learner. And then some thematic organization to items is provided, such as through a storyline or episode. Texts are represented or closely approximate real-world text. And then respect. A fact of consequential validity discussed above is the effect of testing on teaching and learning, otherwise known among language testing specialists as respect.
In large-scale assessment, WISBEC generally refers to the effects the tests have on instruction in terms of how students prepare for the test. A little bit of WISBEC may also help students through a specification of the numerical scores on the various subsections of the test. A subsection on verb tenses, for example, that yields a relatively low score may serve the diagnostic purpose of showing the student an area of challenge. Another few points on WISBEC is achieved by a quick consideration of difference between formative and summative tests. By definition, provide WISBEC in the form of information to the learner on progress toward goals, and then applying principles to the evaluation of classroom tests. Question first, are the test procedure practical? Practically is determined by the teachers and the students, time constraint, cost, and administrative details, and to some extent by a course before and after the test. And the second question, is the test reliable? Reliability applies to both the test and the teachers, and at least four sources of unreliability must be guarded against, as noted in the second section of this chapter. Test and test administration reliability can be achieved by making sure that all students receive the same quality of input, whether written or auditory. Part of achieving test reliability depends on the physical context. Make sure, for example, every student has a cleanly photocopied test sheet. Sound amplification is clearly audible to everyone in the room. Video input is equally visible to all. Lighting, temperature, extraneous noise, and other classroom conditions are equal or an optimal for all students, and at least and last, objective scoring procedure leave little debate about correctness of an answer. Intra-reader reliability for open-ended responses may be enhanced by the following guidelines. Example, use consist sets of criteria for a correct response. Give uniform attention to those sets through the evaluation time. Read through tests at least twice to check for your consistency. If you have made midstream modification of you consider as a correct response, go back and apply the same standards to all. Avoid fatigue by reading the test in several sittings, especially if the time requirement is a matter of several hours. And the third question, does the procedure demonstrate content validity? The major source of validity in a classroom test is content validity, is the extent to which the assessment requires students to perform tasks that were included in the previous classroom lesson and that directly represent the objective of the unit on which the assessment is based. If you have been teaching an English language class to 5th grades who have been reading, summarizing, and responding to short passage, and if your assessment is based on this work, then to be content valid, the test needs to include performance in the skills. I think that's all my presentation for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, what is the phase procedure valid and based for this? The concept of facial validity with the importance of structure makes the assessment procedure for obtain optimal student perform. Okay, and study with general checks attest to be valid if the instructions are clear. Test structure is local. Test structure is locality organizer, and then the difficult level is perfectly pictured. The test has on surprise and the timing is just right. Nah, jadi apa sih prosedur face valid, dan ya intinya itu apa sih prosedur valid. Jadi konsep validitas wajah itu penting dengan struktur membuat prosedur penilaian untuk memperoleh kinerja siswa secara optimal. Nah, konsep validitas wajah ini secara umum akan menilai tes untuk menghadapi petunjuk atau menghadapi petunjuk yang jelas. Nah, syaratnya itu gimana? Syaratnya itu harus memiliki struktur tes yang diatur secara logis, terus tidak mempersulit siswa, dan memiliki waktu yang tepat, dan terakhir petunjuknya ini harus jelas. Jadi seperti itu. Okay, and then face validity is how student perceive the test to a level or strategies involvement on the part of student and teacher in preparing and following up on the test itself according by to sound. Okay, and then untuk validitas wajah itu adalah bagaimana siswa memandang tes ke tingkat keterlibatan strategi, di mana di sini melibatkan antara siswa dan juga guru dalam mempersiapkan, menyiapkan, dan menindaklanjuti tes itu sendiri. Ini menurut Swain, Mr. Swain, maaf. Dan untuk memberikan prosedur penilaian yang kalau kata beliau adalah bias for best, itu seseorang guru menawarkan siswa tinjauan dan persiapan yang tepat untuk ujian. Nah, menyarankan bagaimana sih strategi yang akan dilakukan yang bisa bermanfaat, terus menyusun teks yang paling terbaik sehingga membuat siswa itu sedikit tertantang atau termotivasi, dan untuk siswa yang itu kurang mampu tidak kewalahan juga. Nah, terus memberikan strategi dalam mengerjakan tes. Nah, sebelum tes itu biasanya kita memberikan kisi-kisi. Nah, setelah kita memberikan kisi-kisi, terus memberikan lagi yang namanya latihan soal, terus memberikan cara mengerjakan soal yang benar bagaimana, dan terakhir memberikan pemahaman selama ujian itu. Setelah tes dibagi itu kita memberikan arahan agar dibaca dengan menyeluruh dan cepat serta langsung dipahami. Nah, terus memberikan atau mengingatkan kepada mereka untuk mengoptimalkan waktu, ya. Terus mengingatkan lagi untuk benar-benar konsentrasi pada soal. Nah, terus memberikan notif kalau waktu pengerjaan soal baik dimulai ataupun mau berakhir. Nah, ketika setelah tes kita akan mengembalikan tes atau memberikan aksi reaksi kepada siswa. Nah, biasanya itu berupa saran tentang hasil yang sudah dicapai tadi. Nah, terus mendorong pertanyaan dari siswa, ya, dia itu mau tanya apa aja bebas, nanti kita beri saran. Terus sarankan siswa untuk memberi bahan khusus. Jadi gini loh, kalau kamu nggak gini nanti masa depan kamu gini. Intinya memberikan saran yang terbaik. Dan terakhir, ingatlah kepada semuanya bahwa persiapan yang baik itu akan memberikan kenyamanan saat ujian, dan timbal baliknya akan membuat mereka lebih semangat untuk belajar. Oke, gitu. Dan lagi, are the test assignment as authentic as possible? Evaluate the extent to which the test is authentic by asking the following question. And is the language in the test natural as possible? Are the item contextual rather than isolated? And then, are the topic and situation interesting? Jadi situasinya itu ya menarik gitu ya, fun, bahagia, and intinya membuat kenyamanan antara siswa dan juga guru. Do some thematic organization provide use with storylines or episode? Jadi itu bertahap ya alurnya itu, atau memiliki episode-episode kayak film-film gitu ya. And then, do text represent of information real world text? Consider the following two questions from test, and the concept of authenticity may become a little clearer. And then the order of item in the contextual text save a bit of authenticity with contextualize all item in the storyline. Conversation is one that might have in the real world, albeit with a bit for formality. Ya, jadi ini tentang apa sih, atau apakah tes yang sudah dilakukan tadi bisa memberikan dukungan bagi siswa atau murid. Nah, hal ini berpengaruh kepada rancangan pengujian yang efektif. Nah, untuk rancangan ini harus menunjukkan jalan, ya, benar-benar jelas gitu bahwa hal ini memang sangat bermanfaat. Nah, kuncinya adalah mengecilkan rasa yang berlebihan yang dimiliki siswa. Jadi lebih ke buat mereka selalu optimis, dan kita bisa memainkan pembelajaran secara baik. Jadi hasil pembelajaran itu membuat pengetahuan mereka semakin meningkat. Nah, kadang mereka juga harus membuat yang evaluasi, ya. Kita harus membuat tantangan kepada mereka agar lebih tertantang dengan pelajaran yang kita beri. Nah, kalau evaluasi diri kurang menarik, kita bisa membuat yang namanya evaluasi antar teman. Jadi antara satu dengan satu yang lain saling mengevaluasi. Nah, itu akan memberikan motivasi tersendiri buat siswa karena sudah tahu apa sih yang kurang, bla bla bla. Nah, ada 5 prinsip dasar penilaian bahasa yang diperluas. Oke, tapi di buku itu ditulis menjadi 6 pertanyaan penting yang mungkin akan ditanyakan pada diri sendiri tentang penilaian. Terus prinsip pedoman untuk mengevaluasi berbagai bentuk tes dan prosedur serta alur. Nah, di sini pastikan memungkinkan masing-masing dari 5 kepentingan tadi menjadi alur lebih besar atau lebih kecil tergantung pada konteksnya. Ya, di ini pada intinya adalah bagaimana hal validitas wajah itu bisa terjadi, itu tentunya tergantung pertama dari pengajar. Nah, jadi pada intinya bahwa kenyamanan siswa itu yang paling utama, dan untuk membuat kenyamanan kepada siswa tergantung pada si pengajarnya. Jadi ketika si pengajar bisa membuat siswa nyaman dan mereka terasa senang dan tertarik, bahkan tertantang, untuk belajar. Nah, nanti di sini akan terjadi yang namanya timbul balik atau aksi reaksi antara pengajar dan juga murid, dan yang nantinya akan bisa mempermudah jalannya pembelajaran seperti yang sudah tadi saya jelaskan. Misal dalam pembuatan sebuah tes, si pengajar benar-benar membuat tes dengan rinci, detail, dan tidak membuat murid kewalahan, serta memberikan pengarahan dari sebelum, waktu mengerjakan, serta setelah mengerjakan tes. Oke, dan terakhir memberikan evaluasi kepada siswa-siswanya menggunakan tata cara yang baik, entah itu langsung memberikan evaluasi atau memberikan murid kesempatan untuk mengevaluasi dirinya, atau memberikan sebuah komunikasi antara murid dan murid agar mereka berinteraksi dan saling mengevaluasi temannya masing-masing. Jadi seperti itu. Terima kasih. Sekian dari saya, Rika Arfian, NIM 2519115 TPIGB. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.